If you would all come to order, the panel is ready to begin.
Well, Dr. Filker, raticinating upon my previous declination, given, in order of replication, the feasibility of the committee's funding per se, on the basis of the research and/or entelechy of the previous obfuscation.
I don't have to like what he says.
Now, fortuitously, in consideration of the former, and I wish to make this point perfectly clear, and that I'm merely assuming the presumption of an obviously otherwise adjunction in order for this situation to become, as it were, socially expedient, the tramfuncation of the marketability, or the client's marketability, must, and let me emphasize, please, at this time, must be made iliodidactic and in no way, shape, or form be misconstrued under the precepts of the subcommittee's block funding rigidity or misrepresented, or however, and for that matter, and again, because of the proposed manifest discourse, which would and clearly should, with pronounced respect for the importance of the relationship between the variable, be associated in conjunction with an hermetic reflex notion.
Yeah, certainly. If I may digress and quite temporarily interrupt the shimmer of the potential of this most illuminating supposition, Professor, we must seek the application and, again, the vast supplication of the where within or contained by the omni.
Yes, certainly, and with qualitatively good reason, I should wish to suppose, again, in keeping with, and by placing emphasis upon the location, in deference to the parastructure of the intentional misuse of the where, if I may, sir.
Certainly, Professor.
The deliberate application of the chorosphere. But please, if I may simply deviate and/or with fecund appreciation of the representation, placate my otherwise hazardous transgression, well, in proportion to the ad hominem of the presentation, you understand.
Well, of course, Professor, and I wish to adhere to the material in toto, as well as present that quantity of information as a given.
Well, thank you indeed, my good doctor. Certainly, the gratuitous nomenclature, which by another pretext would, and most definitely ought to be construed as the oligarchical relationship. And, however, please again, in Strako's form of hubris, the advanced ritualization, particularly in the holistic or revisexual, would seem to implicate and/or point to a rather dexterous anointment of the rebos from the appropriate, if not extrate, resources
Excuse me, Professor. Excuse me. Previous to your reflectory obfuscation, you proposed a trevious postipulation. I believe this has caused considerable consternation amongst your colleagues, much to the detriment of the omni structure as a whole, and in the semi-quavering trichotomy in particular.
Well, yes, indeed. This situation has been considered, sir, and addressed, and in respect and certain deference to the subcommittee's report, and of course in observation and respect to the a priori reductionist arrangement proposed in subpoena of the court's current jurisdiction, my administration's candid relationship with the press is a matter of public record. However, within the parameters of this melodieclectic discourse, and again, given the legal and political climate of the nation as a whole, and upon the advice of not only my agent and accountants, but my team of lawyers and legal advisors, I'm afraid I'm left with no other alternative at this time but to neither confirm nor deny. Thank you very much.
I know it. I can see that coming a mile away.
Thank you, Professor.